everybody, welcome back to a new video. My name is Georgia if you are new here. Today I thought I would do a little book haul because I picked up a few books for World Book Day and I was kindly sent some from my Amazon wishlist too. I think I've got like between 10 and 15, so not huge but enough that I thought I would show you. I am officially on a book buying ban because my physical TBR is insane. I have a lot of physical books that I need to read, and my goal for the rest of this year is to read as many of those as I can. And I am not going to buy any physical books, hopefully, for a while. So the book ban is officially here. Anyway, let's just get into some of the new books that I picked up. So starting off with the ones that I actually bought myself. So I got myself 4 new books, all romances. I popped into the works and I picked up the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Rose Hill series. So I have read Wild Love. I started Wild Eyes a couple of weeks ago when I was in the hairdressers because I finished the book that I was currently reading and just wanted something that I already had downloaded on my Kindle. So I started Wild Eyes, but I literally only got like 1 chapter in. And then the day that I I went and picked these up on World Book Day, but I think Wild Side, which is the newest one, came out like a day or so before that. So I got a cute little bookmark with it, but I just love Elsie Silver's writing so much. I love the Chestnut Spring series, and I did really enjoy Wild Love when I read that, and I just feel like I need to get into the series. The covers are stunning. Like, I absolutely love the covers of this series. But yeah, I'm very interested to read these 2 books and to get into those. Then I picked up this one. This is The Co-op by Tara Dewitt. I know nothing about this, but it was £2 in the works, so I thought, I'm going to pick you up. I've read one of her books before, which I can't think what it was called, but it was kind of like a ranch sort of romance. I didn't love it. I think it was called Rootbound, I want to say. Didn't love that one. And then I have Savour It. Is that by her too? But I haven't read that. Anyway, regardless of that, I picked up this because it was £2. Again, know nothing about this book. I'm doing, well, not like a new thing, but like before I would read the back of a book in a book haul, but I really enjoy going into a book blind, and like if I was just picking it up off my book cart or in a book store, a lot of the time I wouldn't even read the back of it anyways. So I am actually just not going to do that in this video. So I do apologise if that's annoying, because you guys are also then not going to know what the book is about, but Google is free. All it says on the front is a marriage under construction. So I'm guessing that they are married, something goes wrong maybe, I don't know, or like maybe fake marriage kind of vibes, fake dating. No idea, but we're adding that one to the physical TBR. I forgot to include 2 others that I actually bought myself. So I picked up, very random choice, but I picked up The Last Bear by Hannah Gold. I actually picked this up with the intention of it being a book that I read to my future children. Does that sound a little bit psychotic? Potentially. But basically for my work, I was doing a blog on World Book Day, children's books that we would recommend, that kind of thing. And this was one that came up, and when I read it, I thought, oh, that sounds so cute and so dreamy that like I kind of want to pick that up now whilst it's fresh in my mind so that I can read it to my future children. But basically this is about a young girl whose dad is like a, not like an environmentalist, but basically his dad is like what I imagine David Attenborough to be like. And she goes with him to the Arctic, and then she meets a polar bear, but he's the only polar bear, and it kind of talks about global warming and climate change, and obviously like a sort of friendship between this girl and the polar bear. And I just thought it was really cute, and obviously has such a good message too. There is another one called The Lost Whale, which I have actually ordered. I got this off Vinted and it was £1, and so was The Lost Whale, and I thought that they would be cute for me to read. Look at the size of this font. It's huge, and it's 300 pages. I feel like I could literally read this in one sitting, and I think that's going to be just cute for me to read, but then also cute for me to be able to read to my future children. I don't know if this is normal, or if I sound really weird, but I just thought it would be really sweet. Then for the books that I was kindly sent off my Amazon wish list. So first up, I got Funny Story by Emily Henry. Have already read this, loved it, but this is the paperback. I have the hardback because in the UK when books are released, the hardback copy always comes out first, which is so annoying because I'm a hardback hater. Unless it's like a book that I absolutely love and it's like a new edition or a different edition, just release it in paperback form first. Like, I hate the fact that things come out first in the hardback and the fact that they're always more expensive because I end up always buying the paperback as soon as it comes out. It's just annoying. But now I have the paperback to join the rest of my Emily Henry collection. Then I got Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. I have no idea what this is about, but it's giving spooky vibes, it's giving October reads, it's giving Halloween vibes, and I just think it would be cute. I think it would be one of these sort of romances that like is easy to read, easy to get through, very seasonal, gets you into the spooky spirit. So this is gonna get bookmarked for a little bit to come back to in October, but I actually love the cover of this. I think it is very cute. Then another rogue choice for me. So this was on my Amazon wishlist. It is The Body by Stephen King. This book is tiny. I thought it was going to be bigger, but basically I added this to my Amazon wishlist because Stand By Me is one of my favourite films ever. I love that movie so much, and I remember watching it as like quite a young child and I fell in love with River Phoenix. Like, I had this emotional connection with River Phoenix and then I found out that he was dead and it destroyed me, but that's lore for another day. But basically that film is based off this book, and I was watching the film the other day and I was just like, do you know what, I've actually never read a Stephen King book, none of them, but I love films that are based off Stephen King's books. Like, I love Stand By Me, as I've just said, I love it, I love The Shining, I love Pet Sematary. Like, I just love things that are based off his work, and I thought it's insane that I've never read a single one of his books. And also I really want to get into, I know this isn't horror, I don't think, or like this isn't one of his most famous horror novels, but I do really want to get into horror this year. But yeah, I thought this would be like a good introduction to him as an author because I have no idea what to expect, and I am hoping that because I like the film that I will love this, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do like a reading Stephen King for a week or reading like books out of my comfort zone for a week or something so we can see what I think of this one together. Then we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. So this one is like a cutesy little romance. I have no idea what this is about, but I have heard rave reviews about this one. I think it only came out recently, but I have seen so many people on Bookstore sharing their reviews and they loved this one. This is actually my book club's pick for April. So if you don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I have started a book club. It is going to be in person and online. So I will have the online link down below, it's just on Fable, but it's going to be in person too, which is so exciting. So I am based in Teesside and the book club is going to be based in Teesside too. We're just ironing out the details as I'm filming this, but hopefully when the video goes up we will know all of that. But yeah, this was the book that everybody voted for our first book club read, so this is going to be on my TBR next month. I'm really excited to read this. I think I've only read one of her books, which was Love Like Farms, but the other books in those series I know people really love, and I did like that one and I liked her writing style, and like I said, I've heard a lot of good things about this one, so I'm excited to get to it. Then we have a fantasy read. We've got An Ember in the Ashes. No idea what this one's about, sorry guys, don't hate me. But I'm just really in my fantasy era. I feel like maybe Emmy Rosen, what Emmy reads, I feel like I've seen her talk about this, and I feel like I've seen a lot of the fantasy girls recommend this book. I'm just loving a fantasy read. Like, I think since reading Throne of Glass, I've been in a little bit of a slump, and I think it's because I read that series, thought that I needed to stay away from fantasy, but it's just not, the other books just aren't hitting the same. So maybe a fantasy read is exactly what I need, and I'm excited to get into this one. I think it is part of a series though, or maybe like there's another book after this. It's maybe incomplete, I have no idea. So I'm a little bit wary about starting a big series, but excited to get to it regardless. Then I have The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This is the author of Tuesdays with Morrie, which I have but haven't read. It came so highly recommended by some of my favourite people. I feel like I've said this so much. So I do still need to read that, but then I think that this one will be really cute too. I think they are like, not fiction, like I think they're non-fiction, but kind of maybe exaggerated or something. I'm not sure. I believe, or at least Tuesdays with Morrie is non-fiction. It's based off like real life events. So I don't know if this one's going to be the same. But I actually think it's about like death, but maybe in like a light-hearted way. I don't know. But I feel like this is going to be one of those books that kind of makes me stare at the wall in silence and reevaluate life and think about things. Then I have Unsteady by Peyton Corrine. I've heard this be compared to the Boys of Tommen series. I've heard people compare this couple to Johnny and Shannon, and that's all I really needed to hear to add it to my wish list. I think it's because both of them have things that they're dealing with. The relationship is maybe a little bit up and down, and like they have their own shit that's going on, their own things that they're going through, and it's quite emotional. Hence the comparisons to Johnny and Shannon, who, by the way, if you don't know, if you are new here, the Boys of Tommen series is like my all-time favourite series. I love them. I love Johnny and Shannon so much. It ripped my heart out, put it back in. Still not quite recovered and could cry at the thought of it. So like, am I scared at the thought of this book? Yes. Am I still going to read it and compare to Johnny and Shannon and see if I believe that to be true? Yes. Then I have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellows. I haven't read Cleopatra and Frankenstein, but this book was everywhere. I feel like so many people love this book. It came so highly recommended, and I feel like so many people gave it 5 stars. I don't know what it's about. Obviously, I'm guessing 2 sisters or however many sisters, but I don't know like what her writing style is like because I've not read Cleopatra and Frankenstein. But like I said, it just came very highly recommended, and I feel like she's an author that I do want to get into and I would like to experience and delve into. So I'm excited to read that one. And then the last book that I have is The Women by Kristen Hanna, just to add to my never-ending Kristen Hanna TBR. I am currently reading The Nightingale though, so I am getting into some of her work. But I feel like a lot of her books are obviously like women's fiction, and I feel like a lot of her books seem to be about like womanhood, girlhood, sisterhood, that whole thing. And they are always very moving, so I've heard, and emotional. So I'm excited to read a few more of her books if I do really enjoy The Nightingale. I do have a fair few of her books stacked up on the TBR now. But that was my little book haul. I feel like that was a very quick fire showing you some of the new books I have been picking up. Let me know if you have read any of them, what you thought, and which ones you think I would like. Make sure you are following my book Insta if you want to see any reviews of these books. I am much more up to date with things over on there, so that is the best place to see what I'm reading, what I thought of books, everything like that. And of course, join the book club if you want. I will have it linked down below if you do want to become like an online book bestie. But thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.